What's going on, everybody? This is Anthony with Bangin Beers Podcast. Doing something a little different tonight because we really don't know exactly how this episode's going to go, because doing this show over the phone is very challenging because we can't really interact with each other, and we're all drinking different beers. So we're going to do this live on Facebook, and then we have everybody on the phone. We're each going to do about 2 or 3 beers depending on how it goes and how time is. We're going to talk about some stuff maybe we're looking forward to in the future, and go from there. So if you are watching on Facebook, type in the chat, let us know that you're here. Hit share, let people know that we are live, and so more people can join in. I don't know if you guys can see, Jason. If you check out the live stream, you'll probably enjoy my shirt. I got my brand new John Cena shirt in. Never thought I'd ever own a John Cena shirt, but I got it on Amazon for like $11, and it looks like a Pabst Blue Ribbon can, and they sent them a cease and desist letter.
That stuff happens quite a bit, it seems, anymore. Everyone's trying to ride the coattails of someone else. But,
yeah.
Hey.
And if someone is interacting a lot with us in the chat, maybe we can even have you guys join us on the phone call end of it. So I got 3 beers tonight. I got 2 from Brooklyn. I got the Resin, which is a collaboration, I guess, with 6 Point Brewing and Brooklyn. It is a
okay.
I think it's an Indian Pale Ale. I'll get into the details later. I have a Brooklyn Rose de Ville, which is a raspberry sour ale. And then I have a Hudson Valley. I'm going to crack open one of the sours. I believe we did this in a past episode, but it's a Hudson Valley Ceremony Sour IPA.
Oh, you're going with the watermelon. The watermelon, I think. No, not watermelon. Melon just told me.
You're a little was a little weird there, Ben. You got to maybe repeat yourself.
Okay, there was a little bit of melon in that.
Oh, there's melon. All right. Well, if you're watching on the stream, I got raspberry sour, I got an Indian Pale Ale, and I got the Hudson Valley Ceremony. So you type in the chat what you want me to do first, while I'll hand it over to Ben here, and Ben can tell us his 3 beers.
I only have 2 for tonight, but I can
2.
crack a third if need be. I'm gonna go off of Tony's last week with Winding Path Peaches and Cream IPA.
All right, you're going with the peaches beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out then too. We're gonna compare ideas, like what I like about it, and you can tell me what you like. Well,
are you on a headset or are you on speakerphone? Because it sounds like you are a mile away from your phone.
I'm on speakerphone.
Yeah, it sounds like you're way far away, and I have the volume all the way cranked. So. Okay,
how about now?
That sounds a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yep.
But then I have a triple. I have Super Fractal Mandelbrot set, which is a triple India Pale Ale from our boys at Equilibrium.
All right.
And if I really have to do a third one, I'm gonna put out Project B, the Dill Pickle Sour. I got at Bresky's like way back when, before all this nonsense happened.
We have a can of that in the fridge too, right? The Dill Pickle Sour.
No, we don't. But I can always get it again.
Yeah, I want to try. I definitely want to try that one. So that's something. I'm excited to hear what you think of it. All right, so someone said in the chat for me to do the ceremony Hudson Valley, so I'm gonna crack that one open. Jason, what do you got going on tonight?
Who said about that?
Just
so currently in front of me, I have Exposure from Nightmare Brewing, which is an Imperial Pale Ale, and it's a good old 10.1%.
Whoa, going for it tonight. Wow,
yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I love a good triple or double IPA.
Some chip is
what I'll be cracking first.
Some chippers and dippers.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, I don't know after that. I mean, I know I got Drawn and Quartered by Nightmare Brewing down in the refrigerator. I got Sun Reaper from Toppling Goliath. There's Hop Juju from Fatheads down there. So we'll see what happens. But first up the bat here is going to be Exposure from Nightmare Brewing Company.
Cool. Pops, what do you got?
I've got 2 from Left-Handed Stout Brewing Company. I've got their Amber Ale, Sawtooth Amber Ale, and their Flamingo Dreams Berry Blonde Ale I'll be trying. And then the one you gave me, from Equilibrium, the Strawberry Zeppelin, I'm going to try.
Yeah, I cut the label up. That's on the table. The Strawberry Zeppelin. It looks like a Led Zeppelin can. Real quick thing I want to kind of put out there. Dave Cantwell, a friend of mine, he's doing. I guess he does like these videos on Zoom, and he raises money for charities and stuff. So right now he's doing breast cancer awareness. So if anyone's interested in donating, if you are in the chat and you want to put his PayPal email, it's dcantwell. So that's DCANTWE. I'm sorry, DCANTWEL@gmail.com, and you can donate to breast cancer awareness and help them out over there. I don't know how to get on their Zoom thing. I think I was on it one time, and some lady dressed like Carol Baskins demanded me to get booted. So I never went back. She was wearing all Tiger stuff, and I was all drunk, and I kept yelling at her like, "Fuck you, Carol Baskins!" And she's like, "Who is this guy? Get him out of here!" And I was like, "I lose."
Joe Exotic. Fuck you, Carol Baskin.
I thought it was funny. Something happened in '90.
Well, it's not like Dave Cantwell has never acted up before.
Yeah, right. Like, come on. If you're watching Dave, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta.
Yeah, you've got to have some pretty thick skin if you're hanging around with Dave.
Yeah, like, cause I'm not. We're just I don't know. But thank you. Harrison Fritz is giving me all the details on this, and the charity is for the Rita Hallman breast cancer charity. There's not many teachers that I've connected with in my years of schooling, but Mrs. Hallman was definitely one of them. She was a fantastic, fantastic woman. So it's actually the charity's under her name, so they're raising it for that. So if you could do anything, $1, $5, anything, send it over to Dave for the breast cancer awareness. All right, so I did open the ceremony beer. Before we get into anything, and I'll get my first review out of the way, or we'll start doing that. Jason kind of has a cool thing working on the side. He's a fan of collecting original art from stuff, and we did our Harrison family brewing episode, and on the way back we went to Bresky's, and the whole time we just kept in the car, just Bresky's. Yeah. I don't know why. It was just the thing in the car. But yeah, so we went to Bresky's, and it was like the holy grail of like craft beers in Harrisburg. It was fantastic. So we went in there and we were looking at these. I mean, obviously we're all kind of the same. If you see really cool can art, you're going to jump on it. So we see this Nightmare and we're like, man, it's kind of expensive, and we didn't really know much about it. We were all kind of looking at it. Jason was really looking at it, and we all kind of passed, and we all went with Topple and Goliath for the most part, and then got some mix of sixes and everything. So we leave, and on the way there, shenanigans happened. Ben lost a jacket. We had to drive all over the place waiting for Ben's coat. So Jason had nothing but time on his hand, and he's looking on his phone, and he's reading about Nightmare and how they're kind of newer. They're winning all these beer awards, and they're killing it, and they're out of New York, and they have all this really cool stuff, and all their beers are super, super, super strong, and they're right up our alley. So Jason's kind of doing more research on this brewing and the art, and then I'll kind of hand it over to you now, and you can kind of fill in the blanks from there.
Yeah, so like this Nightmare Brewing, I was like totally intrigued because I'm an art collector, and I really kind of gravitate towards like I don't know, more of like I don't know if I want to say the dark side of things, but I mean,
Macabre.
Yeah, the macabre, and I mean, I saw this Nightmare Brewing, and I'm like looking at this can art, and it's just like sucking me in. It's like a homing beacon, I'm like just totally intrigued by it, and I'm like, what the hell is up with this shit, So I'm like looking at it, and yeah, I mean, it is a little bit on the expensive side, but with that said, I mean, again, I'm drinking a 10.1, IPA. I mean, it's definitely got, your bang for your buck and stuff. But this can art and, like, the whole surrounding of it, and, like, it's not just one can, it's all their cans. It's all, like, this medieval, like, torture and stuff, and I'm
all
just,
done
like,
up.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm, like, looking at this, and I'm, like, looking at this art, and I'm, like, just looks really familiar to me.
Real quick,
like,
whoever's moving around a lot in the background, you're Jan on Jason out, so just kind of be very mindful of your movements over the phone.
Okay. Okay.
No, I was like looking at this art and I'm like, geez, man, I mean, this art, it looks like something I've seen before. It looks very familiar to me. I'm like, I think I'm friends with this guy on Instagram or something, So I'm like, searching through my Instagram and stuff. And as I'm going through it and looking, I'm seeing like artwork from Nightmare Brewing, like this guy is posting. Long story short, I knew the artist that was doing the artwork for the Nightmare Brewing. I was already a fan. I just didn't know that he was associated with the
brewery
brewing company. Yeah. So I actually reached out to him. His name is Sam Mills. He is in Texas. I can't remember if he's in Texas or California. He's not in New York, but he was contacted through Billy, who is the head brewer of Nightmare Brewing, to be like their sole artist for all their can art and everything. So I was like, damn, man, this art's really cool. I love supporting, artists of this nature. So I was like, I'm going to talk to this guy and see if I can, possibly buy some of his art, and it turned out like I was able to buy some of the Nightmare Brewing like original art, which was really, really cool. I actually did post some of it on the Bangin Beers page because in the future we're going to actually have the artist from Nightmare Brewing on the podcast. It's just a matter of waiting till we can all get back together and stuff and get everyone in the same room, so we can do it properly.
Yeah, I don't want to have a guest like a big guest or a guest who we're taking really seriously and then have like 18 people over the phone and we're trying to, you know what I mean? I think it's one of the things where if we're all at the table, it works better.
I mean,
that would deter it.
At this point, I mean, this is just really kind of, we're doing this just to kind of keep the ball moving forward.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, this really, what we're doing right now is not the ideal situation. It's just making the best out of a bad scenario, because we would all love to be in the same room, sitting at the table, doing things the right way as we normally do. But unfortunately, that's just not possible at this time. So, we're still putting out content. I mean, yeah, it's subpar, but, it's still content. And I mean, it's just like everyone else. It's like all the shows on TV, that don't have live audiences. And, we're just doing it for the love of the podcast and the love of doing it for what we know it's not right. We know it's not high quality, but we're still trying to just keep something out there and keep it moving,
Yeah, 100%.
But there's a lot of great ideas that we have. And I mean, I have a lot of great ideas, including this Nightmare Brewing and having the artists on and stuff. And it's all going to come to fruition. It's just a matter of, everything getting back to normal. But with that said, I mean, the artist is super cool. He's got a lot of good stories about Nightmare Brewing and stuff. So I really look forward to the time that we can kind of get things back to normal and get him on the show because he has a lot of, funny stories and stuff about working for Nightmare Brewing and the artwork and stuff. But yeah, I mean, cool art, and excellent beer. I mean, these guys are slamming it. I mean, they're really doing, I think like last year they were like second in, I don't know if it was the world or the country. I can't remember, but I mean, they're really on top of their game, I mean,
they make good beer.
The beer, the packaging, everything. It's like the total package.
I don't know what brewery he actually came from, the head brewer, but he branched off and went to, created Nightmare. I'm trying to think which brewery.
It was the other one I
was.
told you about in New York. I can't remember the name of it because I wasn't familiar with it at the time.
Well, real quick, here's some woulda, coulda, shouldas that we had booked on the episode, but this coronavirus kind of took us down. We had an episode scheduled with 1787 in Hamburg, which obviously didn't happen. We had an interview scheduled with Bonsai Brewing Company, where we were going to go to the breweries and actually sit down and hang out with the brewers and see the place firsthand. We had an episode with Hidden Stories that was actually supposed to have. What does it say? Tomorrow. Today's the 17th, so that would have been this Sunday, and then at the end of the month on the 26th we had one scheduled with Marley's Brewing Company. So all woulda, coulda, shouldas that obviously didn't happen. And
Yeah,
then,
I mean, let's not for Vegetable Hunter, right?
well, that technically is May 17th, so that's not out of the woods. I mean, if something crazy happens, but Vegetable Hunter is scheduled as well. But as of right now, it's not. I mean, unless things crazy change, Trump opens everything up on May 1st, which I honestly don't see happening. But Renaissance Brew Fair has been canceled. Brewfest in School County has been canceled. So there's some opportunities where we all had a chance to hang out, but that's no longer a thing.
Right.
But School County Brewfest, I think they are looking for August, from what I read, right?
Yeah,
I think
sounds
July,
like they're gonna-
August.
July, August timeframe, they're going to try and reschedule that too.
So once this whole thing is over, man, if
Who knows?
you're listening to this later or you're in the Facebook chat, I mean, grab your tickets for School County Brewfest. We're gonna have a table set up, and you guys can come hang out with us at the table. Another quick thing just to get it out of the way, but we do, if you're on the Facebook page and you're not a fan, if you haven't hit like already, hit that like button, help us out. And we do have the merch page, so if you got that stimulus check, you can grab a t-shirt for $15. Helps us grow. Need a new laptop, so that's pretty much what that's going to. So like I said, how Jason was saying, we're doing it for the love. I actually, because I'm not working, I have let me see what I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 interviews that I'm going to be doing from now to the end of this month for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to do them all over the phone. So I have up to 87 interviews that are pretty much all ready to go from now till every Monday until I'm done. But if you do want to do an interview for Interviews with Everyday People, hit me up and we could set a date up and we could do it over the phone, and you could tell your story or anything you got going on. So shoot me a message.
Yeah, Tony, you
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm trying to kill
man,
time.
you weren't fucking around. You're not fucking around.
I
man.
thought you were shitting on me for plugging it, but no.
No, I mean, I was going to say we were just kind of crafting our own game of being all together and doing stuff, and kind of setting things up. And I mean, this really threw a wrench into everything for us. So,
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it certainly did.
We definitely have a lot of ideas and a lot of contacts with people and stuff. It's just a matter of time until, no one expected this. I mean, so it is what it is. But hey, with that said, since we're talking about Nightmare Brewing, I'm gonna rate this beer here.
Yeah,
for
absolutely. You started off. You started us off with
go
what
for
Nightmare?
it. Yeah, I mean, this exposure, I think that 10.1, we're talking
real
like
quick.
a triple IPA.
Real quick, if you are into craft beer, or maybe this is your first time because you're just finding this stream, there is an app called Untapped. That's sorry, let me just make sure I'm definitely, because I know it's spelled a little wacky. UNTAPPD, Untapped, and you can make an account and follow us all on Untapped, and then you can see all these beers yourself and rate them and find out where you can find them locally in your area. So that's Untapped. You can check out if you're brand new to craft beer and you're someone who this show can help you. I mean, we can try to point you in the right direction of trying some new beers. But go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, all good. I mean, a 10.1 IPA, and I mean, again, I'm a huge IPA fan. I mean, this is a really, really, really good beer. I'd say if you see it and it's a little bit expensive, don't let that scare you away, because it is excellent. I mean, everything that I've had from this brewery has been excellent, and this is no exception. I mean, for me, this is a 4.5. I almost want to go more with it. I mean, because it's so damn good. I mean, but yeah, 4.5 is what I've given it, and I'm going to stick with that. But I mean, it's phenomenal.
I just realized when I went live, I went live on fucking my personal page and didn't do it on Bangin Beers. But all right, well, maybe there's some people who don't know about Bangin Beers Podcast. Whoops, I'm looking at the Bangin Beers page. I'm like, why isn't the fucking live? I went live on. So that I just put my own voice out there too. So I realized I just butchered that. All right,
reconnect. You share it or something? I don't know.
I'm just gonna leave it where it is and I'll reshare it on. But the weird thing that Facebook is doing now, where if I share the stream to my other page, it creates a whole new chat room. So if someone's in now the Banging Beers and they're watching and start chatting, I won't see anything. It's really strange. So I'm gonna say I don't know, just annoying. Facebook is just being really weird.
That was kind of like with the live stream that we did over at Keith's place when we were doing the live music at the Top Link Goliath.
Your connection is crazy right now. And you're tapping around all over the place. You're like driving me banana sandwich.
I mean, there's an awful lot of background noise. But Tony, can't you just share it to the Bangin Beers page?
I did, yeah. It's shared on the Bangin Beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I see the black T-shirt, but I don't see the logos. The logo is the John Cena Pabst Blue Ribbon beer can shirt. So if you're wondering, people are complimenting on my cool wrestling shirt. I'll go next on my beer. All right, let me get into this. So I'm drinking Ceremony, which is Hudson Valley Brewing Company. Let me back up here real quick. It is a 7% ABV. It's a sour beer, so this is it's sour. I'm not gonna lie. Like I usually have a pretty good tolerance to sour beers. This definitely gets a little bite to you. Hudson Valley Brewing Company is out of Beacon, New York. This is a sour IPA with wheat and malted oat. Wow, I can't even talk. Milk sugar, melon, banana, lime puree, green tea hopped with cashmere and citra. I'm going to be honest, the only thing I really get out of it is I get a lot of banana, where it's very, very sour, but then I get like that flat banana taste. I do enjoy it. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite Hudson Valley I've ever had. So with that being said, I get the I'm going to give this a 3.25.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's a little bit of an older brewer too, so
yeah, This is one I would definitely enjoy a flight of. Drinking a full glass of this is going to. I'm going to be taking a pill tomorrow for acid reflux, 100%.
Oh boy!
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely very, very. It's more on the sour side than you think. But like I said, I don't get much melon, but I get a lot of banana. It's a very banana flavor beer. But then it has that sweet. It's just a weird contrast to what's going on in your mouth taste, your mouth hole. Ben, you go next.
I'll go with the Winding Trail, the peaches and cream. It's a luscious, turbulent, and fruity, a creamy, juicy glass of citrusy hops, peach and vanilla. It's a 6.5% alcohol by volume beer from Dallastown, PA.
Oh, we got a PA beer.
Local. Yeah. I really taste the citrus in it. I don't really get the peaches or maybe a little bit of the vanilla at the end, but I think the hops that they used really, really coats the peach, and it doesn't even I can't even really even taste the peach for how hard I really am trying to detect it. Probably would give it a 3 just because I'm just on my little break of sours up until I try that pickle sour from. It's actually Project, let's see here, Plan B. And they're from Poughkeepsie, so I give it a 3. It's, if you want something just to kill some time or just have a beer, I'd say go for it. It may be a good introductory beer just to try it out and get your palate prepared for other beers then too. So
did you get more of a not a peaches and cream, but like a peach tea, where it tastes more like peach tea bags than it does like actual peach?
Now that you mention it, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's
a little bit.
A lot of the peach flavored beers will give you more like they try to go for that peach rings flavor, where this one to me tasted more like a peaches and cream tea, like an unsweetened tea, like from tea bags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but I mean, it's just a different take on it. You know what I mean? It's just the way that.
So I realized I was kind of being messed with in the chat. Remember they said I can see the black shirt, but I can't see the logos. It's because it's John Cena and you can't see him. So I'm an idiot. They got me. Yeah. All right, Dad. What are you drinking over there? Are you alive?
No, I had it on mute to block out the.
That's very nice. That's a good move.
That's a good move.
Yeah, maybe if you're not talking, mute your thing. That'd be an awesome idea. Ben, I'm looking at you.
My first beer was.
How are you looking at me?
I'm not really. Oh my god! Just go ahead.
I know.
Jesus Christ! You got to spell everything out for this one.
Left-hand Nitro Stout, or Left-hand Nitro Brewing Company. Their Sawtooth Amber Ale. Nice, smooth, light, creamy, malty ale. I love it. I gave it a 4.0.
Wait, and this is the Zeppelin beer?
No, this is the Sawtooth Left-hand
Oh,
Brewing
the Sawtooth.
Company
Sorry.
Colorado. Yep, their Sawtooth Amber Ale, Nitro, which gives it a nice creamy texture to it. I enjoyed it. It's actually the second time I've had it.
Yeah. So this is the Sawtooth Brewing Company. This comes from a variety. I'm just telling this because he told me this earlier. This comes from a variety pack that you can get in Monty City at the at the Cake Stand, not the Craft House, the Cake Stand. So if you can head over to those guys, they're big supporters of our show, and we love them. Love the Cake Stand in Monty City. You can get this beer he's talking about and a few other ones in a variety pack in Monty City.
Yes,
right now
they still have it. I don't know if I picked up the last one.
Yeah,
but they do have some other Left-hand Brewing Company beers in stock.
Ben's peach beer also came from the Cake Stand as well.
Okay, yeah, because I know you gave that to me, and I gave you some beers then too on top of that. So.
Yes. Me and Ben had a beer trade.
But yeah, that's my first beer of the night. Really good beer.
Awesome. Well, if you guys
left hand,
go ahead.
Well, left hand, you really can't go wrong with them because I think they're the masters of perfecting nitro when it comes to certain beers. Like, I know they have like a fruited nitro ale. That has like a pink flamingo on it. I go for that one every time because it's just it's a pleasant taste.
Yeah,
and I don't.
That's the Flamingo Dreams. I'm actually working on that one now.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a decent one. I couldn't believe how good that came out.
Yeah.
When you pour it, so they are the masters of nitro, in my opinion. So it's a good selection. Or it's a good choice when you want to drink something different, but at the same time enjoyable.
What type of phone are you using, Ben? Samsung, right?
Yeah.
Do you have one of those like earbud microphones?
No, not at all.
You know how like in older Samsungs they would ship you a pair of white earbuds that have a microphone built into the cord?
I kind of do, yeah.
You don't have any of those laying around?
No, I don't.
Right. No problem. We'll just do what we got. I'm just saying because you're coming off really robotic, and it seems like you're getting a lot of like. I'm just trying to clear it up a little bit, but we'll do what we got to do.
I got a comment about Left Hand. So the one cool thing about Left Hand for me personally is Left Hand was one of the very first craft beers that I ever had. To be honest,
really? The more I'm having this Hudson Valley, the more I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to be honest.
The one beer I had from Left Hand was called Maid Marian's Berry Ale, and it was like an award-winning beer, but they don't make it anymore, and they haven't made it. And I actually asked them one time why they didn't make it, and they said it was a royal pain in the ass to make.
Yeah.
So, but it was fantastic. I had it up in Bloomsburg at Russell's. God, that was like when I turned 21. I mean, that was a long time ago.
It was like 250 years ago.
That's right. It was like decades ago, you know. But I mean, it's cool. I have actually a glass from Left Hand that I actually got at Shangy's. I mean, and that was before Shangy's was really the Shangy's that we know today.
I'm rocking my New Trail glass I got from the Black Diamond bar in Frackville.
I actually am rocking a Shangy's glass tonight, believe it or not, but it's not the Left Hand one. But
I'm rocking a bowling glass because I miss my bowling.
Yeah,
I miss my bowling. Our leagues got cut short because of this damn coronavirus.
Have you been curling to get ready for the upcoming season? What the fuck is going on?
No.
Ben, if you're like moving around, you got to mute your mic. You're I don't know. I'm blaming Ben, but it might not be him. But holy hell!
No, I was moving around.
I haven't moved like from the spot I've been.
Ben's sitting like a statue.
bad.
Holy
not
fuck.
Make background
It's
noise.
like he's doing jumping jacks with his phone in his pocket. It's like, oh my
I even
Jesus!
muted my phone too.
No, you definitely didn't. We heard it fucking. It's like
Well,
you threw it across
I
the room.
unmuted it and then I brought it back when I put the earbuds in. Do I sound a little bit better at least?
It does. It does sound a lot better.
All right, there we go. All right, we're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
So I like
All right.
I like Dad's little thing there. If you're not going to be talking and you're like hit on the chat, hit the mute this way. It reduces background noise. I think that's a good call. Good call on that. Listen, we're learning, people. We're doing this over the phone. This is uncharted territory for us. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, dear God.
Here's a quick
It's
craft.
fucking nonsense.
Yeah, here's a quick craft beer thing. If you guys are listening now or you're watching in the live stream, there's a tea show. A tea show. What the fuck am I saying? A show on Netflix right now called, I think it's called Brew Brothers. It's made by the team who made the TV show The League, and it's about these two brothers who started their own craft brewing bar, and it's a comedy show. It's kind of cringy comedy, but I think it's one of those things I'm going to give it. I watched the first episode. It was good. I'm going to stick with it. I think it has potential to get better. It has a lot of like beer jokes. They do make fun of IPAs a lot, and the one brother on the show reminds me a lot of Jason. Like, he just fucking hates everything. Like, he's just like, these two girls walk into the bar, and she's like, "Can I get a Stella or a Modella?" And he's like, "Would you like me to just piss in your mouth? Because it's the same type of beer. It actually will taste better because I've actually consumed good beer." And then the other girl's like, "Can I get a Bud Light?" And he spit on the floor. He goes, "You could just lap that up. It's the same equivalent of a Bud Light." Like, and they're like, "We're out of here. We're leaving." Like, he's like. It's a really funny show. So definitely check that out. And then the people from Portland, PA are supposed to be making a show. And then really one quick thing I want to get out. If you are watching this on any other of our shows, I know I messed up and I started this stream on my personal page, Anthony Blackwell Jr. I will update the thing real quick once I pass this over to somebody for their next beer. And I'm going to try to chug this banana sour, which is... I think I was really generous with my 3.0. I think I should have more than fucking one sip or two sips before I give it a review. But yeah, if you head over to Bangin Beers Podcast, if you haven't done so already, give us a like on the Facebook page. It's getting up there. And then, like I said, if you are chatting in that, I can't see it. So you would have to then. So if I'm not ignoring you, if you are typing in the chat, if you're on one of our other pages, it just doesn't for some reason work. I don't know why. All right, so who's ready for their next beer? While I try to choke down this fucking banana sour.
I know for a fact I won't be. So
I can go with the second one if you want.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. So my second one is again from Left Hand Brewing Company out of Longmont, Colorado. It's the Flamingo Dreams Nitro, the berry blonde ale. Slightly tart, definite berry taste to it. Creamy because it's a nitro. Love it. I had this once before. I gave it a 3.25. I'm bumping it up to a 3.5. It's a nice, tasty blonde ale. I enjoy it.
awesome to hear that.
I cheated.
still working on that peach
I
one.
dumped the last quarter mouthful of my beer into my can so I can get on to the next one. Oh boy, dude, that flat banana taste with the sour, it's just fucking gross. It's just not a good mixture. Hopefully this Indian Pale Ale saves me. I'm going for a full pour. I am showing it on the cans on the page too, on this camera, so you can kind of see the can art. So this is actually, I lied. The resin is not a Brooklyn brewing company. It's actually a 6 Point brewing company. So once my
6 Point.
Yeah, once my head dies down on this beer, I will I'll get my review ready.
I'll tell you a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit about 6 Point then too.
Well, real quick, does Jason? Real quick, Jason, do you have your beer ready to go for review?
I'm working here. I'm looking. I'm digging in the refrigerator right now to see what's in there.
All right, well then go ahead, Ben. You can do your 6 Point.
Well, 6 Point, they actually make what is called a toasted lager, and it won like multiple awards over the years then too. And believe it or not, it's not a bad lager in the slightest. It's a little bit different when it comes to lagers, because my one buddy, he's originally from Long Island, and 6 Point is like in the Long Island area, and he's like, you gotta try this beer, like we gotta try 6 Point Toasted Lager. We gotta do it. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't think it was bad. It was a pretty decent beer. Like, put it this way, you can have 6 of them and you'll be all right. You'll be flying, but should be pretty good. It is pretty good, so I'm kind of glad that you got a 6-pointer in there.
Yeah, I'm a fan of other lagers. Like when people make, like, I think if I had to pick, like, I know for a long time I was an IPA guy. Like I like IPAs. But if I had to pick,
I love IPAs.
If I had to pick a style of beer that I think, like, if I can go on a desert island and I can have all of this one style of beer, I honestly think I would go with a lager. I'm being completely honest. I like lagers and pilsners. That's my go-to. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I just had so much. I was forced to drink like Miller Lite for so long, and then I switched over to Yuengling, and I just like the lager texture better. But then, like, man, fucking, like, once again, I know there's a lot of people watching. When this whole thing is over, we're getting like a caravan of people, and we're gonna get a van. We're gonna try to see if we can get like 2 or 3 different carfuls, or whoever else wants to join us. We will post it in the chat, and we can have like a huge socialing get together at this brewery. I want to make a group of us to go up to Liquid Noise again. Yo, their Landon's Lager is fantastic, and their Pilsner, the Italian, the Do You Even Lift Bro Pilsner, were 2 of my favorite beers I've had in the most recent time. Like, I think it's one of those beers that has been sitting with me. I don't even remember what I scored them, but I think if I had them again, I would score them higher. They were so good.
I like the fact that with Do You Even Pilsner Bro, that Pilsner that he described, wow, like
it's
an
Italian style.
It gave that little bit of that fruit taste to it. I think that's what really sold me overall.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of lager beers. Like I wish more craft breweries would dive into lagers. But yeah, so I got my 6 point here ready to go. So this is called Resin. Their can says beers in our culture. You can buy this can if you are in Schuylkill County. You can head over to Black Diamond, and when you order food, just tell them that you were listening to Bangin Beers, and you can get the Resin, or you can get the Brooklyn raspberry sour. I'm sorry, I have a light right there, so it's like I got to turn it a little bit, I think, maybe, because I'm getting a really bad glare when I put the bottles up. But these 2 next bottles you're going to hear from me, or these next 2 beers you hear from me, you can buy in Frackville at the Black Diamond. Another establishment that is really on board with our podcast and has been super, super, super awesome to us. So definitely show those guys, the Sherry and them the love over there, and Amanda love, because they've been killing it for us. So yeah, they make great food too. So yeah, I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to go for a mouthful here. So if somebody wants to talk while I consume.
Well,
Sure.
Let me give a quick shout out. Eddie Peel, thanks for jumping into the Facebook Live. I saw you join us. Leo Sakura, thanks for jumping in and joining us.
Oh, Leo's here? Leo and Ed?
Yeah, I saw Leo join. And Leo, thanks. Personal thanks to your wife Ashley for some assistance via private message the other day. Appreciate it.
Oh,
But go ahead.
Ashley's a fucking. Oh, I'm cursing, but Ashley's a sweetheart. Listen, Leo and Ashley are just fantastic people.
They're rock stars.
Leo scared the fuck out of me one night. I'm probably incriminating myself, so if you are listening, Leo, I'm sorry. I may have had a couple beers in me, and I went to go pick up food for a UFC fight at Anthony's. I wasn't drunk, but I had, like, a beer in me. You know what I mean? Like, you know how, like, we've had one beer, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking lose my life. So I had, and I was going 2 blocks. I was picking up food from Anthony's. I had like a beer in me. And fucking I'm walking. I parked my car in Anthony's parking lot, and there's like an SUV style car and like behind the parking lot. And I get out of the car, and all I hear is whoop whoop, and I'm like, oh no. And Leo's like, "What's up?" And I went, he goes, "Come here." And I walked over, and I'm like, "Bro, you scared the fucking ever living out of me." Like, you know what I mean? Like I was like one beer in, I went to go get pizza for our party, and I was like, "Oh, it's over." I mean, I wouldn't have failed the fucking DUI test, but just you never want to hear sirens like when you're not expecting it. But Leo scared the shit out of me. But they are fantastic people.
Like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, Leo's cool as fuck. I love him to death. His wife is a sweetheart. I should probably read who's all in the chat here. Wow, there's a lot of people. I was gonna read them all up. Holy crap, there's a lot of you in here. That's awesome. I appreciate it. If you are here, hit that share button. Let more people know that we are live, and you can go support Bangin Beers Podcast by hitting that link and go hit like over there. Yeah, I got my first sip in here real fast. So, all right, let me get one more in here just to kind of. I should probably read it too. All right, Resin, 6 Point Brewing Company. It's a 9.1 Imperial Double. That makes a lot more sense after tasting it. Resin is named after its sticky ooze that secretes from the lupin glands of the hop cone. I don't know what any of that means. It had 16...
sounded sexual for one thing.
It did. It sounded really sexy. 16 of my friends have all checked it in, and it averages a 4. I don't... Oh, my God. I should probably... Spive gave it Spive gave this a perfect 5.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this beer I'm drinking, he gave this a perfect 5. He absolutely loved this beer. Let me get in this real quick again, because now I feel weird. Hold on. But we all know Spive's things. He's four and up. There's nothing under a 4 until he joined our show, and he's like recalculating how he rates beers. Hold on. He's like Hoppy Flop.
Oh,
He's like a girl who does boot pictures with beers on Instagram. Like nothing's under a 4. Everything's 4 and up. Like they're gonna get sponsored. Hold on.
Oh, goddamn.
So when you initially drink this, it has a weird tangy taste to it, and I don't know if I'm into it or not. Like it. It's definitely not a 5. It's weird. I don't know. It's different. I can't describe what I'm going through right now. I don't hate it. I'll put it that way. I don't hate it. Hoppy, strong, smooth, piney, and sweet. Maybe that sweetness is what I get. It's really sweet. I'm going 3. I'm going 3.25 again on this one. I don't hate it, but I don't. I'm not like I wouldn't run out maybe for another one right away. But yeah, you can pick this up at Black Diamond in Frackville. Yeah, I'm going to try to choke through this one. Jesus Christmas, I hope this Brooklyn Sour Ale is... If I had to pick a beer of the night, this is going to be a tough one. Like, I think these are good flight beers, but like for a full fucking glass, Jesus Christmas, it's going to be a tough night. All right, who got their next one ready?
I got mine ready.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
I'm doing the Super Fractal Mandobro set. It's a triple IPA by EQ, and it's a 10.5 ABV. Wow. They're from Middletown, New York. We've had a lot of their stuff before. Can't really talk them up so. You can only talk them up so much, but wow. The details. The Mandelbrot set is named after mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot. It's a set of complex numbers for which the function does not diverge and are bounded in absolute value. Following the previous fractal sets and continuing the series framework, we scaled up from fractal, F-R-A-C-T-A-L.
You said Frackville, right?
Using a super simple... yeah, Frackville. So, using a super simple grain bill of 2-row and our specific Frackville. What?
Thank you, Frackville. Yeah.
Fractal fermentation profile before intensely hopping with a Citra Whirlpool and a dry hop of Sabro, Strata Galaxy, and Amarillo. Super Fractal Mandelbrot set pours a vividly hazy yellow with an aroma of tropical citrus and grapefruit. The fruit comes alive with decadent tangerine, stone fruit, and berry, with a touch of coconut and a zesty lime finish. Dramatic fruit notes take the lead as a crushable and EQ juice profile builds up to a smooth and creamy finish that will leave you seeing the biggest fractal reflections yet.
Big fractal really reflections. I like it. Giving up to our
It's a
hometown.
really wild-looking cat.
I just realized.
And realistically,
Holy fuck.
I didn't realize this until I watched myself on webcam. I don't know how to fucking put a hat on straight. I'm looking at myself trying to straighten it out. I'm making it worse.
man.
I need a haircut. Who knows how to cut hair? I'll wear a mask, I promise. I just need a fucking haircut.
Oh, I do too.
I'm gonna go back to my long hair. Long hair don't care if this quarantine goes any longer.
Beauty salons are not considered essential, so.
I mean, I have clippers, but I don't want to pull a band and get hammered and shave my face. Actually,
hey, it's not going to be that bad. You're going to cut yourself a few times.
Yeah, actually,
I'm
gonna give a TMI story real quick. So right before this, like right as soon as this quarantine thing started, right, I needed a new body trimmer. This is not a commercial, but this is as close as I'm gonna get to a Howard Stern live read. I needed a new body trimmer, and I was like, you know what, I need something new.
Do I want to hear this?
Yeah, it's funny. You're gonna like this story.
I want to hear this.
Right? It's funny. So listen, if you're a man and you don't groom a little bit. I mean,
he cut his nipple and annoyed him the whole entire time.
I wish I would have cut my nipple. No, there's no weird cutting. I didn't hurt myself, so you can get that out of your brain.
You didn't nip a nut?
Didn't nip a nut. Did not nip a nut. I bought the brand new Manscaped mower. What is it, like the 3.0? They had like this weird sale going on right before the quarantine, and I got like a kit. Like it came with like toenail clippers and sprays and this clipper. So I was like, oh, cool, I got it. And I didn't use it. I used it, but I didn't use it until this quarantine. I'm sitting at home and I have nothing to do. So I'm like, I'm going to trim up. I'm going to, do my manly thing and I'm going to trim up. And then I was like, I'm going to really test this bad boy out and I'm going to take it all off. Not all, but like I took my chest down, my belly. Yo, I look like I'm 13 again, except fat. No irritation. I didn't get weird razor burn bumps. So, listen, if you're looking for a trimmer, check out the mower 3.0 by Manscaped. Yeah, it's good stuff. That's my little plug. I trimmed my arm hair down because I was like, I'm going to make my tattoos look good. I think that's how I started. I hit my arms up, and I'm like, well, if I did my arms, I got to do my chest. Alcohol may have been involved. But yeah, bro. The only hair on my
Tony wanted to be pure like Danny DeVito.
Dude, when Danny DeVito in Always Sunny, when the quarantine happened and he shaved all of his body hair off, I was really close to that. I was like, oh, I gotta be pure. I gotta lather myself up in rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, fucking hand sanitizer.
He's all greased up. Yeah, that was my quarantine craziness.
He's like a worm. He's like, I want to be pure.
Yeah, I
want to be pure.
I think I have less hair in my legs than my wife, which is I've never had smooth legs since I'm 11 years old. So TMI for people. I do apologize, but the Manscaped is great. My tattoos look amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like looking at my tattoos on my legs without having leg hair on it. So I was like, this might be a thing now. So when you see your boy in the summer, he may be hairless, a hairless Sphinx cat. I don't know.
And you could get away with it, Tony. You'd be like, I could be. You could say that
these live streams are going to get me in fucking trouble. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Wow, that was a weird laugh.
You could say that you're warm.
He's going to come out of quarantine looking like the guy from Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah, I'm going to come out looking like Michael Phelps. I'm going to be smooth as a baby. Hey, Katie, what's going on?
Cut through the water like fucking butter, man.
It's I feel good, man. I get out of the shower, I'm smooth as eggs. It's great. I actually told a story in my other live stream. I don't know how we got into it. I think we were talking about religion, and I think I was talking about religion with Vosge on that page that we. I'm not gonna mention them. They don't like when I mention my shit on there. So on that page we'll say, and Bo's is like, well, you don't have faith. You've never believed in anything in your whole life. And I was like, man, F you. I met Mother Teresa. And he goes, no, you didn't. And I told my enhanced version of meeting Mother Teresa. Remember that, Dad?
I do remember that.
People thought I was lying. Like when I said I had dinner with Mother
No.
Teresa, people were like, "No, you didn't." I'm like, "No, I was literally sitting at a table, and then you guys were freaking out because you didn't know where I went, and you guys are screaming." And I just remember being a kid, and I'm sitting at this table. Right now, I guess when you're like praying, it's not the appropriate time to get up and walk away from a table. Especially when Mother Teresa is in attendance, and I'm just like, "Hey guys, sorry, got to go," but parents are screaming.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I admit. I told this one part of the story, and if you're a wrestling fan, you're gonna love this. So Mother Teresa comes to our town, right? So we lived behind this church, and we moved to this house, and they build this giant lot, and then they make the lot into a garden. And little me, I'm like sitting outside playing all day, and the church is the guy who runs the church, Monsignor, he was Father Wassel most of my life. Then he got promoted to Monsignor, and nobody told me, so I kept calling him Father, and he fucking hated that, right? So then, like, my first experience to the Lord Jesus was they put me in CCD classes. I got kicked out in 2 weeks. Remember that, Dad? I got booted because I have too many questions. They're like, "Yo, he's disrupting class. He's asking way too many questions." Yeah, my first day, they're like, "On Exodus, God made this the first day, then this the second day, then this the third day." And I raised my hand. I'm like, "Hey, when do we learn about dinosaurs? Because I'm really into those things at the moment because I'm fucking a kid." And they're like, "Shut up, kid. Don't talk. Like, you're just supposed to follow us blindly." Yeah, that didn't work for me. So I get kicked out of CCD. Father Wassel comes up to me while I'm playing. I'm kicking soccer balls off the side of the church during Sunday Mass. And he comes up to me and he's like, "You know you're going to burn in hell because you're not going to go to CCD and get confirmed." And I was like, and I remember getting upset and running to my parents, and they're like, "Just fuck him," you know what I mean? But he had a little driveway that he used to park his car in, and I would play with like 450 toy cars and race them all down his driveway. And he used to fucking hate that because his garage door would open and there's me scooping all my toys up trying to get away so he doesn't see me. I would ride my bike up and down the church ramp like it was like a playground to me. Like it was the coolest place to play. So anyway, I start building this garden with these nuns, and I keep coming home to my parents, and I'm like, "Hey, guys, just letting you know, I'm next door." And I have to realize, I'm
in the
young.
convent.
Yeah, I'm young.
In the convent.
Well, I think I'm getting to that, but I'm like young as hell, and I'm going home and telling my parents, like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out in the nun convent where like I'd never seen another guy in my entire life. It was just me and nuns hanging out." So I'm hanging out in the nun convent, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna plant these flowers, and we're gonna do this huge garden because the mother's coming." And I was like, "Who's the mother?" And they're like, "Well, we can't really say anything." Well, they might have told me, but all I took was mother. And then they showed me the mother of Jesus. So as a kid, I'm like, "Is a fucking ghost coming?" Like, so you have to realize, like, they're teaching me the Bible, and I'm young, and I have a wild, active imagination. So they're telling me about like Jesus died, and they beat him up and stuff, and he's gonna come back from the dead, and he's gonna rise and talk to us. So I'm like, dude, a ghost is gonna come and talk to us. So like I'm like, this is going to be sick as hell, right? So then they're telling me that the mother's coming. So I'm building, you have to think of this out. I'm like a fucking 7-year-old kid who's building a prayer garden, and the middle of the garden is a giant statue of the mother of Jesus, or Mother Mary. And they're telling me we're building it because she's going to come back very soon. So I'm thinking I'm building a garden for a ghost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a young child coming home telling my parents, like, "Bro, this ghost is going to show up, and I'm putting flowers out for her." Needless to say, the whole time they were telling this, it was for Mother Teresa. So then when this whole time I'm telling my parents that the mother's coming, and they're just like, "Whatever, our kid's a fucking idiot." Like, like the kids say the damnedest things I should have been on it. So then the news breaks that Mother Teresa is coming to Monty City, and I've been giving my parents the inside scoop for about 6 months to a year, and they had no idea. And then she comes out of the church. She comes through, and she has to walk right by our house to get back to the convent. And I'm on my porch playing with my toy wrestlers, and I get the wave down from the nun. Monsignor Wassel's not happy about any of this. So I get the old, come on down, you're going to meet the mother wave. I bring my toys with me. I'm a kid. I'm bringing Macho Man and Hulk Hogan with me. So Mother Teresa comes down, sees me, gives me the old 1-2, the 1-2 buckle your shoe, fucking bless with the hands. And she speaks really softly, and she's like, what, how you doing? Thank you. And I'm like, good. I was like, you're the mother? And she's like, yeah. I wish I would have said, like, you're not a ghost, but I didn't. That would have been amazing. So I was like, hey, I don't know if you're aware of this, mother, but those flowers, that was your boy. Like, you know what I mean? I was like telling her like how I planted flowers for her. And she's like, oh my God, that's so nice of you. You planted flowers for me. And then she's like, well, what do you got there? Cause you know, you're talking to a kid and she's like, what do you got there? I'm like, oh, mother. I kept calling her, I think I just called her mother the whole time. I was like, mother, this is Macho Man Randy Savage and this is Hulk Hogan. And I'm having what you would call WrestleMania or SummerSlam on my porch. You should come by and hang out later. Like,
You want to play?
yeah, I was like, you want to play? Bro, I got an extra Jake the Snake. If you want to get in on this, we can have a great time. She gave me the whole...
Oh, that'd be wicked if Mother Teresa did the whole thing with Jake the Snake, too.
Well, listen, here's how this
No,
all...
he asked her if she wanted to come play.
Yeah. I told, like, Mother Teresa died. She died knowing who Macho Man and and Hulk Hogan were. That's a true story. So what I think is if heaven's real, Macho Man, who recently passed away, is going to go to heaven, and he's going to get there, and he's like, hey, I'm here, everyone. And Mother Teresa's going to walk up, and he's like, holy shit, the Mother Teresa's coming up to the Macho Man. And she's going to be like, yo, I heard about you from a 7-year-old in Monte City. So when I get to heaven, he's gonna be like, holy shit, kid, you made it fucking awesome for me up here. The Macho Man's I've been holding the championship forever because Mother Teresa's the head booker. So, like, I'm hoping when I get there, Macho Man gives me a pat in the back and be like, yo, thanks for plugging me to the old Mother Teresa. Yeah, that's all 100% true. I hung out with Mother Teresa. So I don't think I need to ever go to church again because and she hugged me. Mother Teresa legit gave me a hug. That's a true, that really happened. So I think I'm good for the rest of my life.
That's the holiest of hugs.
Yeah, that's the greatest hug of all time. And then I hug everyone else. So when I hug you, you're taking a piece of Mother Teresa with you. All right, cool. So since I took everyone to hell,
that'd be a hell of a thing.
That really fucking happened. That's not even an exaggeration. I planted and then the statue of Mother Mary that would illuminate on the side of her house looked like a giant middle finger. That's the true. All right, who has a beer ready? Who wants to talk about something? I drug that out way too long.
I have my next beer.
All right, go ahead, Jason. Save us here.
So I'm actually a member of St. Teresa of Calcutta Church in Monterey City, so rather than shit on everyone's religion for the next 20 minutes, I'm just going to review my beer here.
I didn't shit on it.
I
was just hanging out with the church, and I wasn't probably supposed to be. Wait, are you talking about the one on Manoy Street?
No, I'm talking about Hop Juju from Fatheads.
No, the church.
That's my next beer.
Did they change the name of the church to Mother Teresa's name?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Are we still talking religion and politics, or are we talking beer?
Well, listen, we're telling a story here. I didn't know they'd I used to live behind that church. I didn't know they changed the name of it. They actually changed it to her name.
So my next beer is Hop Juju.
Well, that's
from
awesome.
Fatheads.
They renamed it. But go ahead, Hop Juju.
Yeah, it's I mean, for me, like, this once was like the creme de la creme of IPAs. You know, this kind of sat with Sip of Sunshine, kind of sat with Heady Topper, but a lot has come along since you know, those beers. I mean, these hazy IPAs have kind of flooded the market and pushed these once renowned IPAs sort of out of place. So when Hop Juju for me was once a 4.75, it's kind of become a 4 because even though it's still really, really good and it's a very kind of West Coast style IPA, it is not what it once was because there's too many other things that have come into the market that has kind of pushed this from once being the king of IPAs to a lesser IPA, in my opinion. Still a remarkable IPA. I mean, it's very, very good. I mean, it's certainly, you know, it doesn't mind putting award-winning information on the back of the can as far as gold medal, blah, blah, blah from 2013 to 2015. But it's just not what it used to be. I mean, there's just too much competition in these days. And, I mean, it's still a good IPA. It's still a good West Coast IPA. It's not a hazy IPA. But it's still Hop Juju from Fathead, and it's still a good IPA, and I definitely recommend it. And it's weird because they switched over to cans where they used to be bottles, so now this is the little can.
Yeah, that was a thing.
And there's a lot of echo.
Sorry, I turned my mic off for a second. I actually had Hop Juju from their actual brew house. It was really good.
Location, yeah.
That was one of our stops on the way home. We did talk about it on a previous episode, so I won't dive into that again. But I did have Hop Juju at their actual location. They're a cool little brewery, man. They have a lot. You don't realize how much that brewery has until you actually go to one of their spots. They have a lot of selection.
Headhunter is a really good IPA from them. Hop Juju crushes Headhunter. And again, we've talked about a couple times on the show the blueberry beer. That's not an IPA, but it's still a really good beer from them.
One of my favorite things about Fatheads Brewing Company is the first time I ever heard of the name Fatheads is we went to McNiff's, and they had a whole bunch of glassware, and they gave me a glassware because I thought it looked funny. Now, talking to the only one who's going to get this is my dad, but obviously he has way more neck and chin, but the logo of Fatheads kind of looks like Tom from the pawn shop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With the mustache and the sunglasses.
I actually have I have a tap handle from Fatheads.
Yeah, so what they do is when you go to their place, they have a T-shirt for every beer, and every single beer they change that logo up a hair. One of the logos, I wanted a T-shirt of it, even though I don't like stouts, is they had a stout there called the Dark Knight. And it was the Fathead guy logo with the Batman mask on.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. No,
it was
Fatheads is a good brewery.
It was a mix between a Batman mask and an actual knight helmet, I believe, so they didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like Fatheads a lot. I think they're initially out of Ohio? I think
Ohio.
Initially, and
then
they're in
Ohio.
They spilled into PA. I know they
Pittsburgh
have. Yeah, Pittsburgh, yes. And they gradually moved across the state. I know they came into State College in Pennsylvania. They rolled it out pretty big there. But yeah, I mean, I like Fatheads. They have some good beer.
Yeah, they're I said,
there's a lot of fucking echo right now.
See, I don't hear it on my end.
I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't hear it on my end. So I don't know if maybe you have to disconnect and reconnect. I don't know if that's what's going on. I don't hear it in the recording, so.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Seems like it's gone now for some reason. All of a sudden I said there was a lot of echo, and now it's gone.
We called it out. We spoke its name, and now it's gone.
Yeah, but I mean.
Like the Conjuring movies.
Truth be told, I mean, again, Hop Juju, I mean, I just remember, when I first started drinking IPAs, it's like, when these, Hetty Topper and Pliny the Elder and, Hop Juju and stuff, they were, the big sort of, oh, you like IPAs? Oh, my God, you got to try these. These are, the godfathers of IPAs and stuff, And that was before all the New England IPAs. That was before all the haze craze, you know what I mean?
And that's before New Trail start walking around swinging big dick energy.
Well, that was before New Trail. That was before Tired Hands. That was before all that shit, you know what I mean? It wasn't really... But, I mean, I like a good West Coast IPA, and this is good. But again, which once used to be a 4.75 for me is now a 4. I mean, because I still respect this beer and it's still very, very, very good. But there's so much that has come in place of it since then. It's just, it still holds its place, but it's not what it used to be. It's not.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I mean,
and as you evolve as a beer drinker too, you're gonna be like, man, I gave a lot of love to beers that maybe as my taste buds evolved, or I learned a more respect of how beers go. You change a little bit as it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny with IPAs because it was
found
like
myself doing that as well.
Yeah, IPAs kind of went in phases. It was like IPAs, and there was like double IPAs. Then there was like the West Coast style IPA. Then there was like the American IPA. Then there was like the New England IPA, and then there was like the Brute IPA. But that Brute IPA never seemed to catch on. It was like that was like the one that kind of came and went in a flash. It just never. I don't know. For some reason, it just never. Never hit home. It seems like those hazy IPAs are kind of what everyone kind of gravitates towards these days,
I think people really like the fact that, like, if you're looking at an IPA, they're looking at that, like, little bit of that bitter, the juice, when it comes to it. At least I do. And it's like, when they introduced the Brute IPA, people really didn't dig it because it was dry. Like, I think they're really trying to target more along the lines of like a wine drinker. Be like, oh, hey, you don't like the juice, you don't like the piney resin. Well, guess what? We're gonna meet you in the middle. We're gonna make it dry for you. And lo and behold, like, it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a failure, but it was a good attempt to try and do something. You know what I mean?
No, and I totally agree with you, Ben. I mean, I really do. I just think that like it was kind of swing and a miss, because like. Once the New England style IPA came out, that hazy, like pillowy, cloudy, like, you look at it, you can't see through it type juice like IPA. I think that kind of just took over the market, and it just kind of, I mean, if you're an IPA drinker, I just, because I remember drinking like Dirt Wolf and all those like double IPAs, and dude, I love a West Coast IPA as piney and as sappy and as, like I'm biting into Christmas tree as I can get. But
like
once
the resinous.
Yeah, like that dank taste. But once those IPAs came out that were like that cloudy, like pillowy, like, I mean, it just changed my world for me. It really did,
Oh, definitely.
So I think as far as IPAs go, I think the hazy IPA is here to stay.
If you are in the chat, oh boy, numbers went down. If you are in the chat and you are watching, put some stuff out there of beers you enjoy, or maybe we can steer you in the right direction of stuff you can try. Does anyone else have their next beer ready?
Well, I have my the triple ready.
Go ahead, give it a review.
I've had it. I'm not gonna lie, I did have it before.
Don't lie to us, Ben.
But yeah, I had this one before, and I really like their triples. It's a little bit fresh off the presses, to say the least. But I can certainly tell you, you're not gonna be disappointed. I mean, when I told Tony about it before that you can drink out of the can because it tastes a little bit better in the can. If you rather prefer the glass, it's not bad. I would say.
Why don't you read that on Tapped and give us a little bit of description?
Well, I did that before.
I'm an idiot. I just tried to send a message and fucking just ended our live stream. Whoops.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh well, I'm not going back. Yeah, fuck it. Maybe I will. All right, go ahead, Ben. Like I said, well, even if you did on another episode, give a review so if people are listening, they can know about the beer.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm saying
the echoes are like ridiculous. I don't know where the echo's coming from, but I like muted my mic and it's still fucking echoey shit.
Really?
Let me try mine.
Well, Ben, I don't need you to mute it right now. I need you to read off your Untapped.
I got echoey to beat the band, and my mic is muted.
Does it echo when I do this? Well, someone talk real quick.
No echo.
Someone talk.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I think
I got echo.
When I mute my mic on my actual microphone, it does that. So I won't do that anymore. I'll just mute it from the board if I have to.
You're not
Wow.
echoing when you talk, Tony.
No. When I mute, when it seems like when you guys are complaining about the echo is when I physically on the switch on the microphone is when I mute it.
Now it's not echoing.
Yeah, my mic's turned on.
Well, you're not, but the rest of us are.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm not paying for Zoom.
No, I think it's,
I'm not
I
paying
think
for
it's the
Zoom.
way,
It's a fucking shit show, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Tone, I think it might be your microphone is picking up the sound from you listening to us over the speakerphone.
Definitely
That
is
might
not.
be true, yeah.
I'm looking at my levels
But
on
it's
my
not
microphone.
echoing now, I don't
Yeah.
think, though.
I'm listening. I'm looking at the levels, and it doesn't do that at all. So I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't think it's echoing now, though, is it?
I tried
don't
to
hear
put
it
a wired
echoing.
on there. I put my wired ones in.
Let's just
How's that?
let's just
sound?
blend. It's Ben's fault. Let's just Ben. It's fucking. Let it go, man.
Can
Ben-
you play
Ben-
the noise over the...
Ben is my Baba Booey.
Oh, come on.
You're
Listen.
just making Ben into a punching bag is
Well,
what it is.
It's okay
I have
because-
Ben's back, but Ben is also my go-to. You know what I mean? Like if I need, it's Scott. No. Yeah. All
I thought it
right.
was going to be worthwhile doing those wireless headphones, but apparently it doesn't work out that way. So,
I don't know.
fuck. Oh well.
Jesus.
It
Ben.
sounds a lot better though.
Jesus, Ben. We just talked about Mother Teresa, and you're dropping curses. The fuck's wrong with you?
the fuck, man.
What the fuck, man?
You cannot.
I
You
think it is-
cannot. You cannot
Now it's
tell
echoing
me.
again. Way to go.
You cannot tell me that she actually dropped one F-bomb in her whole lifetime.
Never in her whole life.
She had to drop
No,
one.
she didn't. No, she didn't. She was a
Who knows?
dude, she's a saint, bro.
Exactly.
I know. I hung out with her. Dude, if you ever met her, you're allowed to call her MT. That's like the rule.
And
MT. No. You said you only had 2 tonight, right, Dad? So you went through your 2, or do you have a third on deck?
No, I have 3. I tried this strawberry Zeppelin.
Go ahead. Well, here's the thing about that strawberry Zeppelin. Not one strawberry in that batch.
And you can tell.
Really? I think it has a very
Oh,
strong.
my gosh.
I think it tastes like strawberries.
No. There's some raspberry notes to it, I think, but I'm picking up mostly a hoppy pine.
Oh wow! Are
I'm
you
not a
enjoying?
fan.
You're not a fan of it. See,
No, I'm not a fan.
I enjoyed that beer.
I didn't check it in yet. Ben, just so you know, you're the only friend I have on Tap that checked it in. You did not give it a rating.
wait, what?
I fucked up then too.
thought you did.
I thought I checked it in as well. Maybe I didn't check it in. If you're watching the live stream again,
I'm showing one checking at a 0 from Ben.
ooh,
Apparently, you like it a lot, but you didn't. You should probably edit your.
Wait a minute.
beers
wait a
happen.
minute
Sometimes
here.
beers happen, and Ben forgets to put a review in there.
I'm gonna give this one just right down the middle of the road. I'm not gonna
No,
go too
you're
negative
right.
on it, but I'm just gonna give it a 2.5. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, great can art though, right?
It is good can art. I do like it.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I updated mine.
Do you have it on? You have it pulled up and untapped that you can give a little bit of a review or go from there?
Yeah. Give me 1 second here.
Go ahead.
An American IPA characterized by floral, fruity, citrus-like, piney, or resinous American variety hop character. Definitely piney. I find it more piney than fruity.
My bad. Smashed a bottle off the fucking microphone.
The IPA beer style is all about hop flavor, aroma, and bitterness, which that is spot on. It's top-selling craft beer style in supermarkets and liquor stores across the United States.
Cool.
I find that hard to believe, but there is 243 check-ins, giving it an average rating of 3.95.
Okay. My last beer of the night is going to be the Brooklyn Rose de Ville. This is a raspberry sour. Is it an IPA or is it just a sour? Sour ale. It's an ale. All right, so real quick, let me get one more whip-a-do here. I just made that up.
Whip-a-do.
I just made that up. All right, so
Fucking whip-a-do.
all right, so when I get the raspberry taste, right? This tastes like a lightly soured version of the Blue Collar Blonde ale from. Help me out. Is that Rusty Rail? Yeah, it's Rusty Rail.
Yes.
It has a very light sour taste. So I think if you're someone who's trying to now, a light sour taste to me because Ben has beat the shit out of me with Hunted Valley beers. I went with 2 sours tonight, which I didn't realize I was doing right away. So I probably should have switched up and grabbed something in between. But it's a very light sour. So if you want to try out the sour game and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like a really, really sour beer, but I want something with a good flavor, I think this is a good spot for you. Like I said, you can pick this beer up from the Black Diamond in Frackville. So if you order some food, let them know that you heard about the Brooklyn Rose de Ville from our podcast and tell them you want to pick up that beer. So this is it here. It comes in a bottle. You can get a 6-pack of it. It kind of tastes like a Tootsie Pop, like the raspberry flavored Tootsie Pop with a little bit of sour to it. It's a very easy drinker. It is a 5.8, so it's just a couple percent stronger than a Miller Lite. So you can definitely drink these all day. They are, they are a little sweeter because they have the flavor. It's a limited release Spurtsy sour brewed tart raspberry beer. 7,216. Is that a 1.6? Sorry, 1.8. 18 people checked it in. It averages a 3.33. Now, when it comes to that review, this beer is not going to blow you away if you're a craft beer drinker. So I think a lot of people who use the Untappd app, if I give that score and say it's a 3, the average person on Untappd is going to be like, oh, this is not a fucking 10.2 or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a super, super strong one, so it doesn't get as good of a review. But when it comes to flavor, it tastes like a raspberry beer. I don't think it's terrible at all. I would check it out, especially if you've never, ever had a sour beer. I think this would be a good introduction beer for you, like especially if you're local because you know you can get it in Frackville. This is a beer I would pick up and I would try out, and then you'd be like, man, I'm kind of digging that sour taste. Then you can kind of expand into sour beers that may be a little more bang for your buck.
That's pretty good review, Tony.
Yeah. I'm going to give it, I didn't give it a score, so I'm going to give it, for me, it's a 3.50. Because I'm trying to, listen, if it's 4 and higher, I really want that beer to work for it. I'm really trying to reassess my scoring. If anything higher than a 2.5, like it's the way we do our system, and I honestly credit Jason for restructuring my brain to how I score beers. A 2.5 is not a bad score. That is like, I've had it, I enjoyed it. If it was there, I would do it again. Anything higher from 2.5 to 3, like a 3, any in the 3 range or high 3 range or 3.25, 3.50, 3.75, I really, really enjoy this beer. And then if you hit the 4 and 5 range, these are excellent, excellent, excellent beers. Like, I think you really have to work for that.
Beers.
Yeah, I think you really have to work for that 4 to 5 range. Where your 2 to 3
Nothing
range,
wrong with that.
Yeah, I think your 2 to 3 range are beers you know, like, you know what? I tried it, I enjoyed it. If it's there, I'll do it. But if it's not there, I'm not gonna harp over it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I like to review my beers now, and I think that has changed a lot in me because of maybe adding Jason to the team. But yeah. So everyone's got the 3 beers down, right?
Well, I opened up my 3rd beer.
Oh, I thought you were, man. You have me all confused, Benjamin.
Benjamin. No, it's Benjamin.
No, I like German. You're fucking Benjamin.
No.
9. Are you ready for your 3rd review?
Benjamin is the Stuttering John version of Benjamin.
Yeah, you're the Baba Wee.
Pamela
Yeah.
Anderson.
All right. Well, Ben gets.
Wow.
Do you
remember that? Remember that? Listen to that commercial intro he was doing.
Which one? The Stuttering John. I actually just watched a whole
Stuttering John.
I watched a whole segment on Stuttering John today. I go
He
on
was
you.
talking about
Go ahead.
going to the Carson show or the Leno show at that time.
Yeah.
And he was going to be the announcer, which he was for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
So they recorded him practicing. And he was practicing introducing Pamela Anderson. And he goes, and tonight's guest, Pamela Anderson.
Oh man, here's a quick little plug for our Not Cool in High School. We did a whole segment on Howard Stern, and we're thinking it's gonna be like a 3-part thing. So we're gonna break it down to like early Howard, then the Jackie years, and the Artie years, and then today's. Because of the Corona, it kind of slowed that down. But I've been listening to Howard Stern since I'm like in 7th grade because of my dad. He'd be like, "I'm driving you to school," and Howard Stern would be on the radio. But yeah, Ben, what's your third beer? I'm gonna take this real seriously while you review your beer. So I'm gonna listen really intently. Go ahead.
Sure. This is Pickle from Plan B Farm Brewery. It's a farm stand ale. Cool shipped cold. 100% New York ingredient, wild ale aged on cucumbers and dill from our farm in oak barrels.
So this is if you're someone who goes to a bar and you order the dill pickle shots because you're just really into dill pickle. This is a dill pickle beer, right?
It's a sour wild
dill
ale.
Pickle sour. Okay. All right, so take a little mouthful of that and tell us what you think of it. Get it in your mooch.
I definitely had this before, but having it again, you're gonna fucking love this if you love dill. So it's like it states, it's sour, tart, light, sharp, and sweet. I wouldn't say sweet, but more tart, light, and sharp.
Like
and
Scott.
That's not a bad thing either. Yeah.
That's a callback.
But this is actually pretty good. And the funny thing is too, if you look at this beer, it's like a light green.
Well, I mean, it's dill pickle. If it wasn't light green, I'd be upset about it.
But that's wild though. You never really see like a green beer besides St. Patrick's Day.
With food coloring. Did I say coloring right?
Exactly.
Or did I just stumble over that?
No, you did all right.
All right. We're drinking on Facebook. So what do you score this out of a 5?
Oh boy, you really taste the cucumber. The dill finishes off.
So you taste cucumber and then it hits you with a dill.
Yeah, no joke.
Okay, interesting.
I'll tell you what.
Tell us what.
Wow.
Oops, someone's phone's vibrating.
Not mine. I shut mine off. But I would definitely say
I'm gonna start texting you guys and see who it is. Go ahead, Ben.
There's people or friends gave two check-ins from friends as 3.88. Everyone else gave it a 4. I don't mean to go with the hive mentality, but it does deserve that 4.
A 4?
Yeah, because how it hits it.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all of our beer reviews tonight. So next week we're gonna record again, and then so when you're listening to this, if you want to go back and listen, we are a week behind. So if you do listen to this episode that you've been watching on Facebook in 2 parts because I closed the chat one time, will air next Sunday, and then this Sunday will be the episode we recorded last week. That's kind of how it works here for Bangin Beers and interviews with everyday people. That's way off the cuff. Like that could be an episode I recorded a month ago, but Not Cool in High School and Tornado Tag, that was recorded that night and put out the next day. But yeah, next week I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to do. It's going to be the same layout. We're going to talk and do it this route. But is there anything you're kind of looking forward to beer-wise from anyone in the room? Like something you're gonna kind of go out and try to pick up, or something maybe at the keg stand or at a place you know is accessible that you can get beer from?
I can definitely tell you that I want to really pick up some Krabby's hard ginger beer
From where?
from the Craft House.
You wanted to pick me up today and go to Fourscore, but it was kind of cutting it late in time.
Yeah, it was kind of shitty, but I got some stuff done at least. But tomorrow, I think I'm gonna, after I'm done stuff in the morning, I definitely want to go.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take a really long drive and go pick up beer, I know like Rotunda is still selling beer. You can go pick up Fourscore. I think Evergreen. You can go to the door and they'll sell you some beer. But if you don't want to,
they even have Rotunda has their Dark Knight Porter then too.
Yeah, that was a really good beer. If you don't want to drive really far, I know Frackville, you can go pick up beer from the Cake Stand. From Black Diamond Brewery. You can go pick up beer from the Cake Stand in Monte City. That's open. You can go in, pick out your beer as business as usual. And then I know the Craft House in Minersville has like a drive-through service where you can go and drive and pick up beer from them.
I hope to get to outside of Syracuse. Branching Out Bottle is where I get my my stash of beer, and I see they have Ellicottville Brewing Company pineapple upside down shake.
Now you had a pineapple real quick. You had a pineapple upside down beer with me at Hot Rod Bar and Grill in Cressona the night you went to come out to see a band. That was a good ass beer. That was by who was it by? Shit. Beers happen. Who makes the?
You check it out?
I always rave over their blueberry. I said they're the best blueberry.
Snitz Creek.
Snitz Creek. Yes.
Snitz Creek. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ben.
So hopefully they'll have it in stock, and I can pick up a can to try it. The other one I saw they just posted is Timber Ales, A Tale of Two Pities. And the can is really neat looking. It's two dogs running through a field.
Okay.
So I want to try that one as well.
You know what I might.
Hopefully they'll still have them in stock.
You know what I might try to do in between my recordings this week, because I have a lot of recordings to do. They're only growler pickups, so you have to do a growler. Now I'm not a huge fan of growlers, so I feel like it loses its lackluster. But I know our boys over at Pillar Room made a couple beers. And they have the quarantine beer that they made where you can only buy it in growlers. I may shoot a message over to Tyler and see if I can throw him a couple bucks and go pick up one of his beers.
Cool.
Yeah, so I might try to have that. And then next week I have the Salute Your Shorts beer that you gave me. I'm going to put that on the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Branching Out Bottle Shop has a Facebook page. Check it out. They have it. It's like walking into a supermarket of beer.
When you go in there, take some photos for us.
Selection.
Take some photos for us, and
they're posting photos of what they have, what they're putting in stock, so it gives you an idea.
Okay, and then we'll tell you to pick us up.
And don't forget, Tony.
Go ahead.
Don't forget, I have four growlers here then too. So
I have 2 or 3 growlers. So weird, awkward silence definitely takes over the room. I'm sorry. I'm searching up Branching Out right now.
So just another thing down the pipeline as well. I know for a fact I messaged on
real quick, Ben. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Essential, go ahead.
But their cover page of Branching Out. I know my dad was saying when you went there. The dog comes out and greets you. There's a picture of the dog sitting in front of a bunch of bottles, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome dog. Neat little dog. He comes out, he greets you, you pet him, and then he walks back. He trots back behind the counter.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
But anyhow, so I joined a group. It was Central PA Small Businesses on Facebook. And one of the guys that messaged be like, oh, well, what's your business? One guy's name is like Al Kamitsky, and he's the owner of Pizza Boy or Al's of Hamden. And I'm like, yo, we should really do a show for Bangin Beers whenever this blows over. He goes, oh yeah, definitely. We'll have a few pints and we'll talk and shoot the shit. And I'm like, oh man, because typically you don't really hear anything with Pizza Boy when it comes to it. And believe it or not, like he's not really a guy that goes to brew fests, or he really doesn't like advertise too much. It's kind of like word of mouth, and you know that he's there and go from there. But to hear that is amazing.
Has anyone had any beers by KCBC?
Oh, I think I've had maybe one or two of them.
I don't believe I have.
So I just got a message, not a message, I just looked at the page, and they have a beer called Lesser King, Doggy Bowser, which it looks like a dog look like Bowser, The Fast and the Furies, and Marble of Doom, and they're all really cool can art cans. I just sent it over to my dad, so if you go there and there's 4-packs of that, I would like to get one of each of those.
Yeah, they're located in like Brooklyn, like Williamsburg area, roughly. Because we would make our runs to like Grimm. Like if we did the one time we did a run in New York, it was at the Well. We got the Hudson Valley beer collaboration. Then we did Grimm. Then we were passed by KCBC, and I was like, well, why don't we go to Evil Twin? And Evil Twin I fell in love with because their brewery's a greenhouse room, a greenhouse, and they do like a stock market like menu of stuff, and that place is really nice too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that we wrapped up our beers. We'll start with Jason here because he's been really quiet for a while. Jason, you have anything you want to plug or talk about or get off your chest here before we get out of here?
No, I'm good, man. We gotta fix this echo problem next episode.
Yeah, man, you have to realize, like, we're doing it by just the power of the internet, and every single fucking human on the planet is on the internet right now because they're not doing anything else. You have to look.
Well, it's like it was brought up. You don't echo, but everyone else does.
Yeah, it might be my mixer. I'm not sure, but I can't not go through the mixer. That would defeat the whole. Yeah. Anyway, anything you want to talk about or plug or talk about for next week or get people excited?
No. There's nothing to get excited about except this pandemic being over.
Yeah.
Things will get much better.
Yep. Ben, what do you got?
Well, I kind of got a little bit.
Of course you do. Let's hear it.
So, anyhow, our buddy Andrew Hare is going to give me a can of Flavy Town from Fourscore, and by that time I should have a few other Fourscore beers overall. And then also my one buddy is actually going to sell me some Spindletap Brewworks beers then as well that actually have a wrestling theme, and they're pixelated too for the can art.
Okay. Pops, what do you got?
So I may or may not have a couple cans in reserve too, so...
All right.
I got nothing coming up. Weather's too cold to do a bike ride. We're still sheltering in place, self-isolation, whatever you want to fucking call it, whether you're in Pennsylvania, New York, wherever. So there's nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know when I'll get back up to branching out bottle shop. I've got a pretty good supply of beer for now. So who knows?
If you head up there, I sent you 4 beers that I'm interested in. So if you can get them, grab them when you go there.
All right, I'll take a look at it, and next time I get up there, I'll see if they're there. They're available.
Cool. All right,
Hey,
go ahead, Ben.
Oh, before you hit the road, what was that one brewery that you actually showed us with all the different like wild and wacky ingredients, and like they don't use like any hops or anything like that?
Oh, that's anything but beer.
I would be very curious.
They're out of
to try
New
some
York.
They're
They're mostly ciders. I can get them up at Branching Out Bottle. They're mostly like a cider because they're not made with any wheat. hops, not so much hops, but the wheat and stuff like that. They're made from vegetables and fruits.
Yeah.
It's more like a cider than it is a beer. I can try and pick one or two up and see if we can maybe for the next get together show.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be pretty wild.
Alrighty, yeah.
All right, well that'll wrap it up for Bangin Beers Podcast. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this being over. My personal opinion, by Memorial Day, this is going to be over.
I
don't
I'm not trying to be Mr. Conspiracy, but I think what they're going to do is they'll fudge the numbers enough that it looks like people are cured, and we'll get back to business. Too many rich people are not. Too many rich people are not making money right now.
I don't care what the fucking government tells you. I don't care what fucking Tom Wolf tells you or Cuomo says. People are not going to sit in their fucking house all summer long. Memorial Day comes, they're getting out of the fucking house whether you want them to or not.
It's like we're dying. We're going to die.
People don't realize, they talk about small business. I hate to go off on a tangent, but they talk about small business. Small and big business are being greatly affected by this, to the point where you're going to see bankruptcies on small business owners. It's going to ruin their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Big businesses are going to fail, and it's going to ruin the economy to greater than the Depression of '29 had ever been.
Yeah,
and it's just
here's what I want to tell.
They cannot let it happen.
Yeah,
here's what
I want to say. Well, listen, we also can't kill half the population because of the crazy.
Well, yeah, but you don't realize, Tone, this statistically right now.
I know
you
the
have
flu
a 97+% chance of surviving this. The fucking government and the media is blowing this way out of proportion. Yes, some people are going to die. People die from the flu. People die, from measles. Diseases kill some people, and a small percentage of the population is going to be gravely affected by this virus. But 97+% survive. So I don't see how you can start shutting down schools and businesses for long periods of time when 97% of the population is going to be fine.
Yeah. So
that's just my personal opinion.
No, you're definitely you're entitled to it. So I forget what I was going to say now. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So when you go back, listen, I'm going to tell you guys, people that now, if you're listening, listen, your Amazons, I'm sorry, they've made enough money, they're going to be fine. But when you get your stimulus checks and you pay your bills and get taken care of, and this thing does open up again, you got to keep in mind of your beauty shops. You got to keep in mind of your local small businesses in your area. Like when you get that stimulus check, don't run to Amazon and don't run to these major corporations. Like definitely try to help out your small business, your local breweries,
Absolutely.
your local bars, your businesses within your own town, because they're the people who are suffering the most in this whole thing. So definitely when you have that, if you have the capability of doing so, that's where you need to start pumping your money back into. Because if you go around and you order 100,000 things off Amazon because you need it, or Walmart or all that stuff, it's not, you're gonna, these small businesses who you take for granted are gonna tank, and that's where you need to definitely help out first.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. So with that, in that note, we'll wrap it up here for Bangin Beers Podcast. Once again, thanks to you guys for doing this again. These full glasses of beers are out of control. I can't wait to go back to flights. My fucking
oh my god, I can't wait either.
My doctor already.
I can't wait either.
My doctor already said you need to calm the fuck down. So these full cans are just no bueno. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and keep following us here on Bangin Beers Podcast. Go check us out on the IWEP network, and if you do want to support us, you can definitely go buy some merch. So we'll see you guys next time. That'll wrap it up for Bangin Beers Podcast. Here's some Faith in Exile.